Before I did the Israel Challenge, I was going through some hard times in my love life. I was together with someone in a long-distance relationship for 4 years. And when we were finally getting close to tying the knot, 1 month away, we had everything ready. All we needed is just send out the invitation. And then I find out that she wants to call it quits. And that was, to me, one of the lowest points in my life. It wasn't even the fact that it was 4 years of my life thrown in the garbage, but it was also the fact that I really cared for her. I really loved her, and now it's of no use. I didn't want to get too emotional about it. I just want to be, I have to move forward. I have to get on with my life. Life moves on. She doesn't want it. Okay, that's fine, but I'm going to move on. So I went on to the next relationship, and I ended up with one of my childhood friends. We grew up together. We knew each other. Our families knew each other from way back. So I thought, you know what? Perfect match. I'm finally going to get right with this girl now. And in a matter of 6 months, the same thing happened. Another heartbreak, more tears. It wasn't as hard as the first time, but it was, we could say, equally painful. So the challenge came along, and I saw that as an opportunity for me to put this story to an end. So I decided to take part in the Israel Challenge for my love life. I had other things going on, but I saw that as an opportunity. You know what? This is a time for me to focus on this. And my faith was that God was going to show me the one, that the next person that I would have a relationship with, that person would be my wife. No more running around, no more crazy relationships, no more long distance, and none of that. I wanted a definite answer that whoever it was going to be that person. That woman would be my wife, would complete me in the way that I needed to be completed. I had participated in other campaigns, and I knew how it worked. I knew that I had to call God's attention in some way. So I was working a very demanding job at the moment, but still, aside from that, I decided to get my whole month's wages, everything that I got, and I'd sacrifice that. On top of that, I went out on the streets and I started selling popsicles and ice cream. It was more the sacrifice of having to go out on my day off under the hot sun, and many times I'm there selling the ice cream and people make fun of me and joke around, and some don't want to pay. I also had some money that I was putting aside for my wedding, and I got that, and I also sacrificed that. I had a tie collection of around 80 ties, and I gave all of them. I didn't have much, but those things that I had, they were like very precious to me, so I gave it all. I was left with one tie. That tie, I didn't even like it. I also had my wedding suit, and I took that suit and I sacrificed it as well. So, I mean, I was literally left with nothing else to sacrifice, nothing else that was worth to me. And around that same time, I was introduced to who today is my wife. I didn't jump the gun this time. So I was very cautious. We got to know each other better. We talked a lot. We saw how we were together, how we were apart. I was with my head in the right place and said, this time I'm gonna get it right. And in November of 2011, I got married. So today my marriage is wonderful. And today we're living a life together that we understand each other, that we're not at each other's throats, that we're not regretful about being together, even though we're young. I'm very glad that I didn't get married to my previous relationships, because those people weren't the right people for me. I have nothing against them. I wish them all the best. But the right one was the one whom I sacrificed for. And it wasn't a sacrifice of like a night over the phone or buying her some jewelry. It was a sacrifice to God to make the right arrangements, to make everything the way it should be. So are you happy?
Yes, I'm very happy.